What's chill, world? Welcome back to another episode of Rucker the GOAT, a channel where we cover everything combat sports. I'm your host, Kira, aka Rucker the GOAT. And if you're new to the channel, if you find this video helpful in any way, please consider subscribing and clicking that post notification bell so you'll be the first to know when new content becomes available. I hope everybody out there has been enjoying their week so far. It's fight week, another week full of fun fights. This week we have UFC 261, Usman versus Masvidal 2. This card airs Saturday, April 24th, 2021 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming live from the Jacksonville Arena on pay-per-view. Today we're going to do pre-fight predictions on who I ultimately believe is going to win. Starting off in the light heavyweight division, we have Anthony Smith versus Jimmy Crute. Anthony Smith is a tough competitor with a professional record of 34-16, 18 wins by knockout and 13 wins by submission. Of his last 5 fights, he's only won 2 fights. Switching gears over to Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute is a tough up-and-coming competitor who has a professional record of 12 wins, 1 loss, with 5 wins by KO and 4 wins by submission. If I was a betting man, I would go with Jimmy Crute because Jimmy Crute has been on a tear. He's won 4 of his last 5, 2 of them have been by submission, 2 of them been by knockout. And as much as I love Anthony Smith, his record has been iffy. It's been a loss, a win, a loss, a loss, a win. In combat sports, consistency is key, and you have to try to remain in the win column. So judging off their last 5 fights, and Jimmy Crute being the tough, younger competitor, I will have to go with Jimmy Crute on this one. Up next, in the middleweight division, we have a rematch from a competitor who's been on a tear lately, Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. Years ago, these guys fought with Chris Weidman winning. Chris Weidman has a current professional record of 15-5, 6 wins by knockout and 4 wins by submission. Of his last 5, he's only won 2 fights, and all of his losses have come by way of knockout. Switching gears over to Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall has a professional record of 17 wins, 9 losses, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout and 1 win coming by way of submission. Uriah Hall is a 2-dan black belt. He has also won 4 of his last 5 fights, with 3 of those 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Although Chris Weidman won the first fight between the two, I'm going to have to go with Uriah Hall on this one. Uriah Hall has been on a tear. He's been knocking people out left and right. He has been consistently getting better fight over fight. He has sheer knockout power. With all things considered, I'm going to have to go with Uriah Hall on this fight. And now we're getting off to the championship fights. Next, in the women's flyweight division, we have Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade has a current professional record of 21-8, 8 wins coming by way of knockout and 7 wins coming by way of submission. She's won 3 of her last 5 fights, all by knockout. Shifting gears over to the champion, Valentina Shevchenko. She has a current professional record of 20-3, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout and 7 wins coming by way of submission. Valentina Shevchenko has won all of her last 5 fights, and all of them have been title fights. Both of these ladies are very, very skilled competitors, but if I was a betting man, I'm going to have to go with the champion, Valentina Shevchenko. She's been very consistent, very dominant, very fit in all of her last 5 fights. She's been getting better in every fight, so for those reasons, I'm going to have to go with the champion, Valentina Shevchenko. And for the co-main event of the evening in the women's strawweight division, we have the first Chinese champion, Weili Zhang versus Rose Thug Namajunas. Rose Namajunas has a professional record of 10 wins and 4 losses, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 6 wins coming by way of submission. Rose has won 4 of her last 5 fights, with her last 2 fights being against Jessica Andrade, where she avenged her loss after the first knockout slam. Switching gears over to the champion Weili Zhang has a professional record of 21 wins, 1 loss, with 10 KOs and 7 submissions. Weili Zhang has won all of her last 5 fights. This is going to be a very interesting fight. I really love Rose Namajunas' game, but if we're going to be honest, I'm going to have to go with the champion due to her consistency in the UFC. And now for the main event of the evening. In the men's welterweight division, we have Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal has a professional record of 35-14, with 16 wins by way of knockout and 2 wins by way of submission. Jorge Masvidal has won 3 of his last 5 fights. People love watching Jorge Masvidal because when Jorge Masvidal fights, he's fighting to bring violence. He's not going to play with you in the octagon. All of his wins in the last 5 fights have come by way of either knockout or technical knockout. He's not trying to play with you. If he's going to win, he's going to finish you. He's trying to finish you at all times. He's not playing any games. He is not scared of any opponent. This is going to be a very, very interesting fight. But shifting gears over to the champion Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has a professional record of 18 wins and 1 loss, with 8 of his wins coming by way of knockout and 1 of his wins coming by way of submission. He is a wrestling phenom. Kamaru Usman has won all of his last 5 fights, and the last 4 fights have been title fights. This fight is going to be very interesting. If you saw in their last fight, Jorge Masvidal took the fight on 6 days' notice. They went 25 minutes, and in the end, Kamaru Usman won. But we're going to see who's going to come out on top. Kamaru Usman said he's going to give Jorge Masvidal a full camp to see exactly what he can do. Jorge Masvidal said he broke Kamaru Usman's nose on 6 days' notice. So we're going to see exactly what Jorge Masvidal is going to bring to the table after having a full camp of strength and conditioning. With all that in mind, I feel like this fight is going to be extremely amazing. And with that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. If you made it this far in the video or you found this video helpful in any way, please consider subscribing, leave a comment in the comment section below, and be sure to like this video. Again, I'm your host Kira, aka Rucker to Go. And when life comes at you hard, always remember to roll with the punches. Thanks for watching.